The Perfect Legacy Promotions presents Bread Magazine with my special guest, Kevin Song. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you got going on.
All right. Well, I'm Kevin J. Stone. I have been acting for 11 years now. And right now I'm promoting a film that I that just dropped on Amazon and Vudu and Fandango called Reindeer Games. It's a Christmas romantic comedy, and I'm playing the lead in the film, Rain. Oh, yeah.
What was how did that character come about, or how did you like get picked to be in that particular movie?
Okay. Um, so I work with a director and writer named Carlton Clay out of Augusta, Georgia, and we did some web series together. Mainly the one that people know me most from is from the Lovers Lane web series. We did 6 seasons of that, and then once that ended, he had other series that he put me in as well, and so he transitioned to making films. And so this was like the second or third film that he wrote, and he asked me to be a part of it. He wanted me to be the lead in it, and so I was like, yeah, I'm down. And so he had the script already written. He sent it to me. I read it. I loved it. And then we went and we filmed it. We actually filmed this back in July, so it was a quick turnaround.
So, what were you excited about the character, or was that something that you had to get adjusted to, or could you, feel yourself being that character?
I was excited about it, and it wasn't something that was too hard for me to do because I've done uh, work with him before, and I've actually done like love scenes. This one is more like a family film, so it's not really going that deep in the love scenes. But I've done with Lovers Lane, we had like love scenes where I'm like shirtless, and it was just like intense scenes as well, like a lot of drama, a lot of action. So this one was a little more lighthearted, but it still has that drama there. So it was fun. I read it. I was trying to put my mindset in the mind of someone who is heartbroken. He's a hopeless romantic, and he's heartbroken because he proposes to his girlfriend. She turns him down, and so he goes through a depression. And his friends try to pick him back up by setting him up on dates, and they're all dates from hell. And he is just like, I'm almost through with love until someone comes along and kind of picks the spirits back up.
That's it. That's definitely it. Um, so I was definitely excited about definitely excited about it. I was like, oh my God, she just gonna like dump him, and the person that really like him, like the person that like really like him was like basically like he didn't even see her, like he didn't even see
Yeah,
her. He like
yeah,
liked them. I'm like, she right there in his face. Come on, Kevin, come on. So
yeah,
basically, that's how I was saying. I was like, I was rooting for you. I'm like, come
yeah.
on now, she right there. You're not
Yeah, but
listening.
that's how it is sometimes. You grow up with somebody and they become more like a sister to you or a brother to you, and you don't realize that they really have something more for you than what you thought they did.
That's true sometimes, but sometimes like you don't like it's kind of like you was really like putting it in perspective to everyone in that situation. Pretty much like
Mm,
people that are, do have friendships with people that feel more for them. They kind of like afraid to tell someone
yeah,
will I ruin our friendship if I make the
right.
next step, or if I tell them this, I keep seeing them being hurt, but I know I'm a better person,
Yeah,
for
because it can be risky because if it doesn't work out, then it's like you've also ruined a friendship that you've had for years.
that's it. That's
Yeah.
it. Um, so how did it feel to play in Secure the Bag? How was that?
That was actually something that also it came up like kind of last minute. What happened was one of the characters was that was well, one of the people that was supposed to play my character. He was not able to do it because he had another project he was on. So he recommended me for the role, and the director had reached out to me and said that you come highly recommended, so we want to book you in this role. And so he actually had me come down because we shot it in Wilmington, North Carolina. He wanted me to come down the day before just so he can get a feel of how I was and how I could see how he works on set. So the first day I was just there, just kind of just watching everything he did, and then the second day we actually started filming my scenes, and it was We filmed my scenes in 2 days. They were long days, which is usually how it is. So I was kind of used to it, but it was just like in between takes, I would take naps or go to sleep in the car or whatever. Uh, but it was fun. It was fun. It was a lot of work. Um, the I had a hand to head on the majority of the film, and that was heavy and it was hot. Uh, I had to eat cold pizza in the film, and that was my first time doing that. And I never, I wouldn't recommend anybody eating cold pizza. uh, yeah, it was a lot, but it was fun.
This sound like me. When I first started this web series a couple of months ago, it was I always been like in the industry, but like kind of behind the scenes. So
Mm.
I started my first acting scene for the trailer. I'm like, oh Lord, I really did. And so after the fact, everybody started hitting me up like, "Hey, we want you to be in this," and now I'm like, "Oh Lord, not again."
See,
But
once you start, you once you
like
put yourself out there, then people want you.
exactly, it's like once she started, keep on going. So I'm like, well, it might be kind of something I can get used to, but I
Yeah,
gotta figure it out. So yeah, it was
yeah.
crazy. So I'm a big fan. I always see all your stuff, and I'm
Oh,
just
thank you
glad
so
to
much.
have this interview with you. Like I actually seen Secure the Bag, and I actually just actually seen Reindeer Games probably about 2 weeks ago, and then I
Mm.
seen you on like my Facebook feed, and I'm like, wait a minute, he's like my friend on Facebook. Like, wait a
Yeah.
minute, I just seen him on there. So let me see if you want to do an interview. So I was super excited
Well,
um
thank you for having me.
be a part of it because it's gonna be Bread online, and then
Mm.
it'll be available on Bread TV, which is on Roku and
Okay.
Small World TV and stuff like
Mm.
that as well.
Okay.
And then
Cool.
I'll talk to you on different stuff because we actually have the physical copy of Bread magazine that's coming out
Mm.
by Christmas, and you can
Okay.
be in some
Okay.
some big opportunities that we have.
Cool. Oh, well, thank you.
So, did you think about doing anything else other than, acting, or how did you get into acting?
Um. Well, okay. I started. I got into acting back in 2009. I had always wanted to act as a kid, but I was extremely shy growing up. And so my family was like, Kevin, you'll never be a. Yeah, I would always tell them I'm going to be an actor, and they'd be like, No, you're not, because you're too shy. You can't talk to people. And so it was in 2009 when I said, okay, I'm gonna take this serious. And the church I went to at the time, they were holding auditions for the drama ministry, and so I was like, okay, this is the time to go out there and try to get my feet wet into acting. So I drove to the church, um, and I got in the parking lot, and I was nervous. And so right then I just started praying, and I said, God, you got me all the way here. If you hold my hand, while I go in here and try to audition, then I'll do it. And so I walked in. Thankfully, I didn't have to audition the first day. They were just trying to feel everybody out. Over time, I did have to audition, and they were doing a play called Tomorrow, and I ended up booking one of the lead roles in that play, and then we did the show in front of like 1,100 people. So this is like my first time ever doing any acting in front of a huge crowd, and afterwards, I just started crying because I was just like I couldn't believe that I actually did that because I kept telling people I was going to do it, and I was never able to do it before, but I actually did it this time. And so I tell people all the time I was telling God just to hold my hand that one time, but I didn't know that He was going to keep holding my hand up until today with acting because it's like ever since that day, everything has gone up from there, and like every year gets bigger and bigger. To being on TV shows, and of course now doing this film, and it's just like it's just amazing what God can do. So from there, I went on and I was like, okay, now I've been bitten by the acting bug. I want to do it again. So I started looking online for where I can audition for things, and I saw Craigslist at the time, and I saw that there was another woman who was casting for an inspirational play of hers called The Waiting Room. And so we linked up, and I auditioned for her. I booked a role in that, and then she started doing more plays, and I started doing more work with her. And then she had a web series that she was doing called Broken, and I booked a role in that. And from there, I met Carlton Carlton Clayton, Georgia, because with Tamika, who I was doing the plays with, she also had a radio show that she wanted to do, online radio show, and she wanted me to be one of the hosts of it. So I ended up being a host of that, and then I met Carlton Clay through that because he was one of my guests on the show, and then he told me about some web series that he had, and I went and auditioned for him in Atlanta, and from there we just built a connection and relationship, and we just been working together ever since. Um, so outside of acting, right now what I do is a podcast. I host a podcast every week called Ayo Listen to This Fam, and that's on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, and Anchor FM as well. So I do that every week, and we talk about films mainly, but we talk about hot topics, things that are going on in the world, and just have a lot of fun with that.
That's what's up.
Uh,
I'm definitely glad that you can be a part of Bread Magazine. We definitely support everything you got going on. I got a lot of movie opportunities, and I'm the
okay,
casting director for several plays. So, I'll definitely keep you in mind and hope to be
okay,
working with you and see you. I believe in like unity and everybody
right,
helping everybody. If you got something going on that I could be a part of, or if I got something that you could be a part
yeah,
of, then I believe in like helping everybody. Because what I learned is in this world today is not like enough people supporting each other. It's like people trying to
exactly,
put people
exactly.
down, not like appreciating like the situation that's at hand.
Hmm.
So, that's what I learned. Okay, well, we definitely, I'll get this link to you in a couple of days. Make sure you like and subscribe it and share it with everybody. And
Will
we
do.
definitely glad to have you here with Bread Magazine. Once again, this is my special guest, Kevin J. Stone from Reindeer Games and Secure the Bag. Y'all go and check those movies out. They're great
Yes.
movies. And tell everybody your social media links and how they can find you on social media.
You can follow me on Instagram at Kevin J Stone. On Twitter at Kevin J Stone, and then the number one behind it, and then kevinjstone.com, and then Facebook I have Kevin J Stone page as well. Make sure you also follow the podcast as well. That's on Instagram. It's called Ayo Listen Fam on Instagram, and on Facebook Ayo Listen to This Fam podcast.
Okay, well, y'all heard it first here with Bread Magazine, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
You do the same. Thank you.